Inhale, then I release. This high sets me free. No pressure from the world, even though it may be brief. Look inside of me before you judge me.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to our platform. And when I mean our platform, this is all of us. I'm just really grateful for today. I'm really grateful for everything that I have been going through. I have been researching the heck out of YouTube, trying to find positive people and other candidates that I could reach out to so we can just come out here and talk to one another. I think that we lack talking. We need to start talking a little bit more and stop fighting. I did a little research on YouTube and I found Lioness Leads. Hey,
Hi.
she's out here with us today just so she can talk to me and talk to us about. I got this email, guys, and it kind of touched me a little bit because I feel like other people might feel the same way as this person is feeling. So this person had wrote me and said, I want to be perfect, but I just can't. I'm in love with two men, my fiance now and my baby father. I have been seeing him from time to time, and I just can't let him know I still love him. We both have kids with someone else, and we live separate lives. But when I see him to drop my child off, all I want to do is jump in his arms. But yet, I'm in love with my fiance as well. What should I do? Am I a bad person? Lioness Leads, talk to me. Like, I don't think she's a bad person.
No.
I
Go for it. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go for it.
It's okay. I think that I I really think that she's torn between the two. I think that she generally does love her fiance and she still has that attachment with her baby father because he was there before. They had that connection before.
I get what you're saying, and I agree she's not a bad person. I think a bad person is someone who nefariously hurts others, intentionally on purpose with a purpose, sets out to harm others. That's my personal definition of someone who's bad. So I agree. But I think it becomes really, really complicated when she's internally living two lives. True love is unconditional. Agape love, which I believe is spelled Agape. I've seen it before and I'm like, hey, great. But it's agape love, which is the Latin term for unconditional love. And you may want to Google that. I'm sure there's more translations of it, but that's what it means. And true unconditional love is allowing someone to choose. I think the unfair party here is the fiance, because this is someone who has, on purpose, with a purpose again, right, chosen to live his life with her. And he's the losing party in this end. So I know that sounds kind of silly because she's the one struggling,
Right.
but true love doesn't take away the options. It's interesting because when she lays her head down at night, what are the conversations she's having with herself? When she wakes up, you know, if she's living this life with her fiance, but deep down, she doesn't even want to be doing that. You can love someone, but not want to be with them. So again, she's not a bad person, but I don't think she's making the right decisions because she's now become aware of that thought. Before you become aware of it and you're just feeling it, you're just like, I kind of get weird around my ex. But the minute you become aware of that thinking and you don't decide what to do next, then that's where it kind of becomes questionable. That's where you are kind of making decisions to unintentionally, but still intentionally hurt another person.
Yeah, I look at it a little bit differently. And
okay,
I once again, she's not a bad person, but the way I was grown up, I was brought up to where love does not have to do with hurt. And I'm going to explain that a little bit more deeply.
Okay.
I was under the impression that I can love more than one person as long as I don't hurt the person or abuse that person, that, and I give them, I guess, 50% of me, because I was always told that you can't give somebody 100.
I agree with that statement.
Then everyone should be okay. It's later on I learned that that's not true. I've learned that if you feel that you are thinking about this person day in, day out, you want to be with this person, you see yourself with this person, then you need to open up to that person. And I think it's just a simple conversation. I think she should figure that out first. Figure that out with your baby father first. Sit them down, talk to him. Say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. This is how I've been feeling. If there's some jealousy, say I'm jealous about, the other girl that you're with or the other baby mother that you're with. And after you guys build that foundation to see if something can happen between you guys, then from there on, I would say have the conversation with your fiance. But until then, I think she would have to hash it out first. Because you know what? Another thing is I'm thinking she could probably have that conversation with her baby father and then come to find out that what she was feeling was just lust or just dwelling on the past. It might not even really be a real feeling, and then she just messed that up with the fiance.
See, I get the mindset that you're coming from, and I don't disagree from that place, but I disagree overall because in my personal opinion, the fiance takes priority, because if this is attention and focus is what keeps the grass greener. And if this is someone that you've said yes to and committed at least the narrative to completing your life with, that person deserves the right to know that you're having kind of these alternate feelings. And that again goes back to what I was saying about true agape love. You're giving them the option to figure it out together, because that's what true couples do. And that way you're not married and you're 5 years in the marriage and you knew that you had this secret, in your heart. That's not real love. And I think actually, again, I understand the place you're coming from, and I don't disagree. That's just not what I would do, because if you have this conversation with your kid's dad, guess what? He's not going to tell his new woman. You're not telling your new dude. So now you've both created this bubble that you both exist in outside of having kids together. And that's an issue of its own. I mean, in man law, you've just violated for real, sis. See where I'm going with this? If your fiance ever finds that out, the betrayal of not having confidence in him will be worse than an actual betrayal. Think about that. And I agree, it could end up just being lust. Maybe this is something that she can figure out just by talking to folks like us, by talking to someone she considers a safe person that would never use that against her or never repeat it. Maybe it's something that can be sorted through, but I definitely don't think it should be with the baby's dad. And I'm huge on, because I've made mistakes in my past, I'm huge on not indirectly hurting others. And what I mean by that is she's indirectly hurting his new woman, because now he's having a secret conversation about an alternate life with his baby's mom. That is indirectly hurting the woman that he's currently with. And she's never going to know that conversation. And then the other side of that card is, what if he has stronger feelings for her and he goes and tell her, just so you know, boo, I love you. I had this talk with her. Now you just created a whole TV series.
And then she might just drop her pants. But, on that note, lionessleads, I don't know. My thing is, I'm more of a debater. Okay. My biggest thing is in life is, how do we know that we're loving the right way? Us as human beings, how do we know what is the right way to love and what's the wrong way to love? Where is that written? Who wrote it? How do you know that the right way to love is just monogamy? Who told you that? Where did you?
No. I'm not saying. I think you're going in a whole different direction, because you started off on the premise of my channel, which is, define love for yourself. And then when you talk about monogamy, you're going in a different direction, because there's polyamorous people who are beyond happy. There's that's right for them, which again goes into a different conversation of traditional relationships versus non-traditional. But I'm just going to address the first part of what she said, because again, that's like a whole nother thing. The first part I fully agree with, and that's actually the whole premise of my Lioness Leads channel. Define what love is to you, and you can only figure that out by learning to love yourself. And I can tell you right now, my personal definition that I struggle with currently trying to date, that I'm unmovable, I'm not budging on, is integrity. Who you are in the dark is simply who you are. And if I function from my personal definition of love and how to be loved, integrity comes first. I mean, I'm big on God, so that would be like first, and then integrity second. But despite how much I cuss, if you ever watch my channel, I cuss a lot, but I'm a God-fearing person. But integrity. And I've gone on dates where, and you hear a lot of examples like this, where I tend to date well-off men.
Wait, what do you mean well off? Give me an example.
Like I dated a behavioral psychologist, so he was making good money. And what's funny is I'm not money motivated at all. It's just kind of the men that I attract. I carry myself a very particular way, which is hilarious because I prefer thugs. I prefer the ones that look threatening.
Really?
I do. My best friend always cracks up at me. She's
The
like,
bad boys, yeah.
worse than that. Like, I don't want to cuss on your channel and use too many derogatory words, but I like the ones that look like they'll rob you. That's the ones I like.
Oh my goodness.
I'm serious. Stop judging me. Listen.
I'm not.
But my point is, in mentioning dates, I've encountered men that treat me exceedingly well, but then treat staff subpar. And the reality is, who you are in the dark, that's your integrity. So hypothetically, going with what you just named, no one teaches us what love is. Fully agree. No one teaches us what it's supposed to look like. Spot on, sis. I agree. But you start with yourself. How do you want to be treated? And on the reverse, if she were in the exact same situation being done to her, those are the questions she needs to ask. And then backwards, make decisions from that place. So it's exact same scenario, but she's on the receiving end. I imagine, again, speaking for myself, I would want my fiance to tell me. That's the first person I would want to know. I would want to know, again, working back from the steps of if I was on the other side of it, I would want my baby dad to understand that this is emotions that I'm having. I haven't figured it out. I'm trying to figure it out with you. This isn't a green light to have sex with you. You see where I'm going with this? Integrity. Yeah. But again, that's me in my personal life. I think the question you asked is exactly the first question she needs to ask. What does love look like for me? And maybe love does look like, going into your second point, hey, maybe I don't want to be monogamous. Maybe love for me does mean loving two people. So it's kind of convoluted, but it goes back to the core question, exactly what you named. What does it look like for me?
Yeah, and you broke that down so
thanks
perfectly. Like, some people are so confused about what is right, and they always want to go back to the Bible said this is right. The Bible said this is that, and then they try to force themselves not to find out what's right for them.
Exactly.
They have to do some self-seeking and find out which one fits you, which one fits your character. And I love the way you put that, without no judgment.
Yeah.
Awesome. Because you could have clearly been like, yeah, no, it's monogamy and this is how it's supposed to be. And this is, I love that you can think outside the box and know that everybody's their own individual.
Exactly.
So, I mean, thank you so much. Thank you for giving me some clarity, because it's like, I'm looking at this message and I'm like, I don't even know where to start. I don't even.
I'm sure that's exactly how she feels. And we're reading it and we're just like, that's a lot. I don't know what to do with that. I'm just going to walk away. Right.
I don't know, but you know, I hope, others from our platform can go on and look at your channel and get a little bit more insight about how you perceive things and how you can help others look for inside of them.
Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you. You're stuck with me now. We're friends.
So, I know I don't want to keep everyone for too long. I just definitely want to reach out to you. I loved all your content.
Thank you. Same.
You were really raw. You kept it 100, and I love that about you. So,
thank you.
Don't change.
You know what?
Don't change.
That I'm so grateful. That's the biggest thing I've been struggling with the last 5 days because I've stopped making, I make videos every 2 days. And it's because my upcoming series on narcissism and dating unearthed uncomfortable feelings. And where you kind of just paralyze yourself and analysis paralysis, essentially. And the message all around me on Instagram, this conversation, you name it, and it's definitely God. One of my favorite sayings is the universe is always speaking to you. And exactly what you just said, just continue to be uncomfortably honest. I'm just like, but it hurts. Are you sure? So
Yeah,
I'm very,
you
very
need to
grateful.
know. You need to, and you're doing a good job because I feel that honesty from you. I don't feel one bit that you're trying to bull, anyone. I feel like it's coming from the heart. And
Thank you.
I'm telling you guys got to go out and check her out. Please check her out. If you're feeling any type of relationship issues or self-confidence issues or anything, just look at one of her videos or pick the one that fits you for that day, but not keep them too long. I just definitely needed to reach out to you. I appreciate you coming out here. Thank you.
I appreciate
so
you. Thank you for even thinking of me. I said that to my best friend. It makes me feel so honored. And I mean that so sincerely because it's a huge platform. So the fact that you even wanted to work with me, I'm so grateful for you.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate you.
Same Z's. Okay. I kind of look like Frederick Douglass. Do you see it?
No, you look hot. Let's keep it.
Oh, no, I meant it in a hot way, like a hot Frederick Douglass. I like him. I was complimenting myself.
All right, so I'll catch you later. Thank you so much. And guys, thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.